everyone, I know it's been a while. I'm actually trying to get a new background. Well, move another room, and I got the okay for it, but it needs to be cleaned up first. And weird things have been happening in my house. I know I said that in the last video, but a lot more is happening. And I'm not sure if my mom noticed it or not, but, and I'm not even sure if all of it is paranormal. Most of it is probably not. Most of it I can probably debunk as this being an old house. But, I mean, one thing I do want to say, I might make a video about my experiences lately if you guys want me to. Now, one thing I will say is that the other day, my mom went into the basement to get something to eat, and we don't normally use it anymore. We fixed enough for my grandma nanny to live with us, and it's like now a little apartment. But since she passed away, we haven't been down there much. But my dad is normally down there trying to get things all organized and stuff like that because this was his mother. The only thing I can think about is the last time my dad was there, he left the TV on. It's off now, hopefully, but Mom went down there to get food and it was on. And the creepy thing is, it was on the Travel Channel. The other creepy thing, it was playing Ghost Adventures. My nanny never watched any of it, she didn't believe it. And there's so much going on. You know, maybe this video will be my experience video, and I can do the other one later, next time. So, I'm gonna do that. The other day, I was hanging out with my neighbors. They were actually coming over to pick up something for my mom. And I was watching Mo Sarzi in the computer room. And if you don't know who that YouTuber is, Mo, I'm giving you a free shout out. So I was watching Mo Sarzi, and then I hear them talking about paranormal activity that we've experienced in Gettysburg. Now, normally we don't experience anything in Gettysburg, but if you go back this whole week, you'll hear some of the creepiest things that have happened in Gettysburg. I did post that video like a while ago when we came back. Normally, I don't know what that flip happened that turned on the paranormal hotspot. But, so I went over and get into the conversation because anything paranormal, I'm on it if something has happened to me or if I just want to listen to the stories. And as we were talking, I suddenly get a chill behind me. And it wasn't one of those, chills. Well, technically it was, but it was more like, okay. And I said, out of nowhere, someone or something is behind me. And there was nobody there. My mom was over here, and my neighbors were over here, and my dog was in the middle of all of us. And even my neighbor said there was something or someone behind me. I couldn't tell who it was or what it was. All I know is that it wasn't evil. It obviously it was probably one of my family members. So I brought out, I don't know if you can see it, but I brought out this app. I'm trying to show you guys. Well, if you can see it, this app is called The Portal. So I was using it, and yes, I know sometimes these apps are not good and they like to faint what you hear. But clear, so I asked, who is behind me right now? And clear as day, I heard my sister's voice saying, Allison. I have no idea. And then we hear a man say, me. And the only men I can think about who passed away, who I know of in my family, is my Uncle Nick. I never met him, but he passed away maybe 4 years before my grandmother did. I don't know. I have to ask her, and I'm not using the app right now. I'm kind of freaking out. Probably because I'm telling these stories, and it's almost 12 a.m. and it's almost midnight where I am. Um, then my Uncle Steve, who passed away before my brother and sister did a year before, but I never met him. And my granddad, my grandfather, George, who I never met and passed away before I met him. The only one who may know, or at least, no, I don't even know if Allison would know him. But, and the other thing, lately, I don't know if my mom have noticed, but I've been smelling cigarette smoke. None of us in this house smokes. And that would probably definitely be my grandfather. He smoked and drank because he was in the Vietnam War. And obviously, like a lot of the soldiers, they wanted to forget what happened. And we all think he probably overdrank and passed away from that. But he's the only one that I know of that would smoke. And I know my dad did only for like a little while, only because of what happened to my brother and sister. I mean, honestly, that one probably. I'm surprised I didn't even get a therapist because I was young when they passed away, and it was tragic. Um, then, 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 so a while ago, I was in the computer room. This is normally where I am half the time now. I was either watching something paranormal, Pokemon, American Dad, Family Guy, something, or probably YouTube. This is where a lot of the paranormal videos come from that I watch. And I hear something fall in the kitchen. And we have this little decorative clock above the sink. Yes, it's old, but it's been on its nail for the longest time. So it's a tiny nail. And so anyway, I was watching whatever, and I hear the clock fall. Nothing was in the kitchen when it fell. Then, yesterday, right before a storm hit where we had tornado watches and everything going on, I was actually a little concerned. Especially when the sky turned green at one point, and that is the sign that get into the basement, but it's still a warning, a watch, and I'm like, yo, people, in my area, the sky is green. I think I should go to the basement, but nothing really happened, so I didn't go down there. I probably wouldn't have anyway, because one, I'm stupid. Two, I'm gonna probably record it. Which makes me stupid. And yeah, I'd be dumb if I decided to go outside during a tornado to film. Now, when I was younger, I wanted to because everybody else was in the neighborhood, literally, was in the cul-de-sac during the tornado watching it. My friends were literally playing in the rain. They didn't even know it was a tornado. And I'm like, why does my mom want me in the basement? And they kept saying, oh, it's just a regular storm. And I'm like, no, it's a tornado if I'm going into the basement. Anyway, paranormal stuff. Sorry, I had to go on a little rant. So, that yesterday, right before the storm hit, I knew somebody was here. It was probably my brother and sister, my grandmother, uncles, I don't know. But, see, there's somebody behind me right now. Annie is over there, so if you hear anything, it most likely her. Hello? I'm probably just freaking myself out. But was that an orb or just a reflection from the light over there? If you guys see anything in my video because now I'm kind of freaking myself out, please let me know in the comments below. But anyway, now, so a while ago, this is probably, I was still in high school, and it was my last year, so in 2016, I believe. I was, or was it 2017 when I had guitar class? It was one of the two. So, I used my sister's guitar for school, and it was pretty big, actually. I'm not even exaggerating, I had to hold it like this. At least to me, it was big because I'm tiny. And so, one day, we were packing up, and the teacher said, if you don't want the risk of your instruments being stolen, take it home with you because it was a 4-day weekend. So I decided to take mine home because it was my sister's guitar, and I didn't want anything to happen to it. My friend was talking to me when I lost grip. Now, the floors in my school, in my high school, were very hard. Even with the carpet, they were pretty hard. And, I mean, I was actually in the auditorium part in the building because that's where all the art stuff and guitars and music classes are. I almost said music people. Um, so I was talking to my friend, not paying attention, and I dropped my sister's guitar, and the neck snapped. The neck of the guitar snapped. I felt very bad. I was even afraid to bring it home. I was actually crying when I got off the bus because I didn't want my mom to be mad at me. So, on the guitar, you have 6 strings. Any guitar. At least I know of. And only 2 or 3 strings were still completely connected to the guitar and the neck, which I don't know how. We had it in a corner in the room over there. I was telling you I don't know how to work on the cameras and different angles yet and whatnot. But so the guitar was over there until we unfortunately had to toss it. It was over there, hasn't moved. And my dog before, Annie, Murphy, he wasn't around it. The curtain didn't get caught in the streets. I took a nap in the living room over there, and my mom was on her computer. And my dad wasn't here. It made a noise. And not like any random, oh no, wait a minute, fell a little bit, or something like that. It sounded like somebody actually plucked a string. I wish I wasn't exaggerating. Then I had electric keyboard, which I actually still have upstairs. It wasn't even plugged in at the time this happened. But It was turned on and it played a few notes. It wasn't even plugged in and it was turned on and it played a few notes. I was like, y'all saw that, right? Anyway, a lot of paranormal things have happened in this house, and actually, in the day of the funeral, I was allowed not to go because, number one, I really didn't understand what was happening, and I was too young. I did see the awakening, or whatever, the viewing, whatever it's called when you look at the person who passed away before they bury them, and I wasn't there. Like, I wasn't all there. Like, I'm looking at my brother and sister. I know it's them, but it wasn't at the same time, if that makes any sense. The day we got back after the funeral and all of that, and then um we have a thing that says our names, what they mean, and where they originated from on the fireplace. It wasn't pinned up like it is now because we didn't have the time, obviously. We walked in, and I say we because my entire family was here. Here, Florida, Texas, and the UK. Yeah, I literally have family in Wales, Scotland, and I want to say London, England. Yeah, my house is crazy at this point. And friends and family were here too, so I could barely move. Anyway, so they came over. We came back from lunch. It was around lunchtime after everything has happened. And the thing that I'm talking about flew off the island, off the fireplace. It didn't fall because if it fell, nothing would have came with it. Well, maybe one or two things, but it would have fallen right in front of the hotel. What the flip? Right in front of the fireplace. No, it flew. It landed up right in the middle of my living room, and we were all like, y'all saw that, right? And then that night, we hear walking or running upstairs. No one was up there. I keep telling my mom this house is now haunted, well, a good haunting. There is a such thing as a good haunting. But she keeps saying there's just visitors, which I do believe. But I'm like, what's the difference? Then my nanny passes away in 2001. We keep hearing somebody clearing their throat, like, and that's what nanny did all the time. And then we keep hearing my name or my mom's name in different voices. And she heard a few days after nanny passed away, she heard, Sue? My nanny wasn't there. Then lately, I've been hearing my name being called in my mom's voice. It's not her. She's been hearing her name being called in my voice. It's not me. What the flip is going on? I'm not scared because I don't feel like I should be and I don't feel threatened. But should I be? Should I feel scared? Should I feel threatened? I don't know. I just know it's that a lot of weird things have been happening in my house, and it's about time I figure it out. My neighbor said if I get a camera, I don't want to pin this to my desk, to my Xbox, because I want to take this to travel in places like that. So I might get like a little camera or something, so I can pin it to the desk, Xbox. And he said that way I can record during the night or when no one's home and see if something happened. I really want to know if I can catch anything, any sounds, or any one. And then I know weird things have been happening, and it's probably gonna get worse now because my mom, ow, will be going back to school soon, and I'll be home alone a lot of the time. So more paranormal activity could start. A lot more. And if it does, I'll write it down and tell you guys about it because all of this has been over the course of 2007 to 2023. That's a whole decade right there. Now, things have been happening. Anyway, oh, and before I go, the TV has been acting weird. Yes, it is old, so it's probably dying out, and unfortunately, we might need a new TV soon. But it's been freezing for no reason, turning off for no reason, and I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and I'll speak to you later. Until next time, pleasant dreams.